Hi! Today in this video, I want to talk about the things or the skills that I actually picked up in grad school, which is laying the foundation for my life beyond grad school. So as you know that I am a PhD in organic chemistry and I recently finished my degree, and these are some of the skills that I learned through a 5.5 year journey, and I hope that you can learn from some of the lessons that I've learned through my journey. And if you connect with them, leave a subscribe or leave a like on the screen down below. So the first skill was the burnout. A PhD program specifically in America is very unstructured program. Again, not all programs are built, or not all programs are created equally. So the program that I was in was pretty hectic. I had to set up my own expectations of work, and if you are in a world like research, then the effort to result ratio is really high. So you have to put in a lot of effort to get like tad bit of result. So if you're like a newbie and you go in the program and you expect yourself to have these many published papers in these many years, and when you're actually doing the work, you're not seeing the results you want to see, right? And that results in you working harder, or that's what I saw with myself. At least I was working harder because I wanted to get all the results that I wanted from myself, and it was just leading up to a point where I was completely exhausted and burnt out because I was working Sundays. There was no break during the weeks. So what I used to do was make very, very, very conscious efforts of taking a Sunday off, or 1 day a week. I had to be very conscious of not working at least 1 day a week. And I'm not saying that don't work hard. I'm saying work smart, work productively, and work with your energies, okay? And the next skill that I actually learned on my way was multitasking. So PhD programs, some again, like I said before, not all PhD programs are created equally. Some programs require more work than the others. So the program that I was in, I had teaching, I had taking courses, and then I was also doing my research. So I really had to multitask, right? I had to find creative ways of getting my work done. And I feel like this skill has helped me so much because now I can, now that I am out of grad school, as you already know, teach or tutor students as a business, and I'm also a content creator on the side. So it's really helping me balance out or multitask or work on different projects at the same time. And I don't think I would have been as efficient as I am right now if I hadn't gotten all this practice from all of these years of grad school. So I would do my homework that I would get in my classes right after my class. So that way the material was so fresh in my brain and I would get all the answers right away. And sometimes actually I would look at the homework right before I would even attend the class, because then I would get more of an understanding of what the homework was expecting of me, and then I would look at that material with more attention. I would get the homework done quicker. Alright, the third skill that I actually learned in grad school was taking care of myself. Right? Sure, taking a break on a weekend is great, but that's not everything. You still have to take care of your emotional needs. I used to feel very frustrated when I would not get the answer to the research problem that I was solving. I would feel very frustrated if I had to do the same thing over and over again because the instrument was not working, right? And so really being able to regulate my emotion, which I had, never really thought about in a way that, these are something that needs to be addressed. But being in a hard journey in school actually taught me that, okay, so there's something called emotional regulation, right? And then for sure, I had to meet my physical needs as well. Meaning that, I had to move my body to be able to feel good about my body, and I had to really honor and respect my body as well. Another need that I started to take care of during the end of my PhD was my spiritual needs, like really learning the purpose of my life, really learning and really asking myself the difficult questions of what I actually like and what I actually dislike, and what is something that I excel at, what is something that I'm really good at, what is something that I would take forward with me, or how do I want to spend my days, and what type of experiences do I want in my life. And a lot of this introspective work started showing up. I don't think that I would have asked these questions if I was not so miserable, or if I was not in a difficult program, So then the next lesson that I had to learn was failure is nothing but a lesson. And what I mean by that is when I was running my reactions and I would get no result, right? I was making different things than I was expecting. That was building up a lot of frustration, which I already talked about. But I had to really get myself at a point where I had to learn that this is not failure. What am I making actually? And then learning that first of all, things always don't go your way. And then second, developing the muscle. So if I didn't get the result that I expected, if I got a different result, then why did I get a different result? And what piece of understanding was I missing? And what else could be also happening that I'm already ignoring to begin with? So asking myself all these questions was really important to really embrace the failure. And I am not even kidding. I found out a reaction where I was not getting the result that I wanted, but then I still wanted to know what's going on? What am I making? And I found that this reaction that I was working on, this reference is again very organic chemist reference, right? The reaction that I was actually working on, it was creating a result, it was creating a molecule, which was so different than what I expected. But it was a result that had never been seen before. I discovered a reaction which was never done before, and out of serendipity was developed by me. I feel really proud of myself for actually finding that. And as part of being scientists, we have to learn to embrace the failure. If you're good at embracing the failure, then you can go beyond your failures, and what's beyond failures are discoveries. And that's what chemists, scientists do. They make discoveries. So then the next thing that I learned in my journey was asking questions. I think for me, I was really good at asking questions to begin with, but I really honed it on my journey. So my journey was very, I would say, versatile, because I did an internship in my PhD. I worked on a project which was purely computational, and which was something that my lab did not work on. So I had to go and find my collaborator. I literally had to say, hey, can you please help me out? Really putting myself in a spot which was so open for rejections. So anyone could reject me at that point, or I could really get the things that I want, the experiences that I want, the lessons that I want. And that's what then ended up happening. I got better at asking questions. Sometimes I even went above and beyond and hey, can I have this right now even though it's not my time? I'm not gonna say I never got rejections. I had learned to be good at accepting rejections, and finally ended up with having experiences that you wouldn't expect a normal PhD student to have, or a very traditional PhD to have. So these are my 5 lessons that I learned in grad school. I hope that helps. And if you relate to any of my suggestions, please hit a like button and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, take care now.